and throughout the world, they have been involved in sumo wrestling tournaments, on rugby teams, soccer teams, and this is their first venture into professional wrestling.
We'll be hearing from one of the chairman of the board of International Sports Incorporated just a little later on in the program, and they are promising to be one of the outstanding promotion companies in the world.
That's right, Charlie. International Sports, Inc. Has said that they intend to continue the high standards which have been put in front of the public in professional wrestling by Southeastern Wrestling, and of course they put together many of the great cards we've seen the last couple of weeks.
In addition to this, on our program today, you'll be seeing the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Harley race with Junior Heavyweight Champion Les Thornton, two outstanding athletes.
Right, Charlie. Of course, in action, our first match will be Stan Lane against Robert Gibson. That should be a great one.
Paul Orndorff and Norvell Austin back as tag team partners against Mr. Saito and the Shadow.
And Jerry Stubbs in singles action against Randy Rose, and certainly a volatile situation there.
Also in action, Jimmy Golan against Ray Harris, an outstanding hour of pro wrestling coming your way. We certainly hope you will stay with us. So let's go to the ring now for the introduction of our first match of the day.
Our first match, 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. Your referee for today's match is Larry Brock. Larry Brock, your referee. Introducing in the corner to my left, at 218 pounds from Pensacola, Florida, Robert Gibson. Robert Gibson. His opponent at 220 pounds from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Stan Lane. Stan Lane.
Certainly an enthusiastic capacity crowd in our television sports arena today, Les, and with all the great action taking place in the Southeastern wrestling area, there is certainly no wonder.
Exactly right. A lot of top competition, a lot of great wrestlers. We're going to see two of them now. Robert Gibson and Stan Lane. Very, very tough junior heavyweights, and the Stan Lane has cut a wide path in the Southeastern area since entering competition here. And let's see what we're going to get out of Gibson and Lane. Very evenly matched, Charlie, and of course the type of match the way it's worth watching.
Got on elbow center of the ring, Lane pushing Gibson off.
Circling now, looking for a position. Collar and elbow once again. Gibson comes up with the headlock. Lane shoots him off. Goes with the hip lock, reversed by Robert. And he gets the first opening, uses it well, and the first move, the first break goes to Robert Gibson. And many times, Charlie, this can set the tone of a match. If you draw first blood, so to speak, you got to put on defense and keep him there throughout the contest. And I'm sure Rob will be trying to do that right here.
Stan Lane rather arrogant in his comments on television, but something's got the hand of the guy. He's an outstanding competitor in the junior heavyweight category.
Stan is not a just telling you exactly what he's going to do when he's going to do it. And the thing is, Charlie, he backs up what he's stripping the elbow. Gibson with a hook, the arm drag, takedown, and Lane pulls out. He'll get a breather here. He's got the 10 count. Referee Larry Brock begins his toll.
Lane out on the floor is slowly making his way back into the ring on the count of 6. And quickly on the last count.
Into that ring. Just barely, but of course that's what he was doing, Charlie. He had a 10 count. He wanted to take the entire time. Put it back together mentally in there. Collar and elbow once again. Nice hook on the arm by Gibson. Windmills it. Controlling now. Lane's a man that will gamble. He does open up, and when he does, he's very tough to handle. Thus far, Gibson has stayed right on top of him, has control. He's in the speed department, he's led Lane. He's been there every time Stan's made the move, he's made the move first. So right now it's Stan in the position of playing a little catch-up, Charlie.
He still has that arm bar, but Lane sweeps the leg, quickly pushed off by Gibson, and back into that arm drag and controls that left arm again.
There's what we were talking about. He's been this way since the opening bell. Gibson has taken it to Stan Lane and has been just one step ahead of him, and that's all it takes.
Right on top of Stan Lane all the time, and that is what it takes to win a match. Gibson still in control with the arm bar. Lane picking his man up, body slam, but Gibson does not relinquish that arm bar.
Very tenacious. He hangs in there and hangs tough. Nice move. Comes down with that knee into the bicep of Stan Lane. And of course, Stan Lane has got this tough junior heavyweight competition in men like Robert Gibson, Brad Armstrong, and you know, any junior heavyweight coming into the area right now. He's got his work cut out for him, Charlie. If he wants to work his way to the top here, he's got a lot of tough competition to bowl over on that journey.
Gibson once again coming up with the hammerlock, stays on offense. Lane seeming to want to slow things down and take a second look at this situation with Robert Gibson.
I was about to say, Charlie, I'm waiting to see Lane explode, and he's very capable of that. He has thus far paced himself. Gibson has controlled. He has set the pace of the match. Lane has more or less gone along for the ride, but I'm sure he's looking for the opening. This could be it as he takes the arm bar now. Drops his man, breaks him down. Nice hook there on the leg as you saw him go through the grapevine. And went forward with his man, laying his weight in there. Now he's got the arm bar, and at this point, Lane's got a chance to do two things. Make Gibson work to free himself, make Gibson exert himself, and Stan's got a chance to just sit up on top here and think a little bit, Charlie, and don't ever forget that mental attitude, that mental alertness has got a lot to do with winning and losing wrestling matches.
It is a great amount of the chances of winning a match is how you stay on top of your opponent and think better than he does and ahead of him.
Absolutely. Lane using a little leverage. The tights of Robert Gibson. Gibson with a nice kip up. And Lane with a handful of hair takes his man back down. And now Lane has that advantage. And he's finished coasting here, Charlie. He's trying to maintain advantage, and he'll go to any lengths to do exactly that.
Larry Brock on top for the count. Gibson quickly coming back to his feet. Arm twist. And a takedown, and he comes in dropping that leg on the left arm. Once again, Stan Lane having his problems.
Gibson back in the driver's seat now, and like I say, we haven't seen Lane explode. He can. We've witnessed it on many occasions.
Opening up with a boot to Gibson. Into a neck breaker, well executed by Stan Lane.
1-2 count, and Gibson bails out. A good second effort by Robert now. Let's see what Lane's got in store for him. Head first into that top turnbuckle, and this may be the spot where Stan Lane will start cooking with some steam. Open up and try and put Gibson away.
What a pitch could have been a thumb to the throat used by Lane. He has opened up on Gibson now, but good reversal into that turnbuckle. Moves in with the shoulder to the other side. Good move by Lane. Pulls that leg up.
Gets that foot up on the second rope, and with the added help of that second rope, Stan Lane. Brad Armstrong moves into the ring. He's going to have something to say about it. He's telling Larry Brock that Lane used that rope for leverage. And Stan Lane attacks Brad Armstrong. Gibson nails Lane, and Lane wisely bails out with the numbers against him. And we'll have to wait to see what the decision will be rendered there, Charlie. Brad Armstrong mentioning to the referee that Lane did use the rope.
And he used that second rope.
Yes, a very good match, though, between Gibson and Stan Lane.
We were talking earlier about International Sports Incorporated purchasing the wrestling rights of Southeastern Championship Wrestling. Well, earlier today we had a chance to talk with Ardell Neal, the chairman of the board of International Sports Incorporated, and here is that interview. It's my privilege today to introduce to a gentleman to the Southeastern wrestling fans throughout the Southeastern Wrestling Television Network, Mr. Ardell Neal. He's a chairman of the board for International Sports Incorporated, a promotion company who has, in this past week, purchased the wrestling rights of Southeastern Championship Wrestling. First of all, welcome to the set today, Ardell.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
And International Sports Incorporated now purchased Southeastern Championship Wrestling. It is a big sports promotion company, and maybe some of the fans would like to know some of the other sporting events promoted by your firm.
Sumo wrestling in Japan is one, and rugby of Australia, also soccer in Germany.
Also, I know for a fact that International Sports Incorporated is very active here in the United States in promoting stock car racing all around the country.
Correct.
Also, I'm sure the fans and would like to know what, as far as prize money in the future and promotion of wrestling in this area, we can look forward to.
Well, it's been said that there's approximately $100,000 that's been spent in the previous year, and understanding that they have done a tremendous job, we plan on at least trying to say that we're going to spend at least $300,000 in prizes and special events and what have you.
That's coming up in the next year here in the Southeastern wrestling area.
That's correct.
A lot of excitement over this purchase of International Sports Incorporated. Why you picked the Southeastern wrestling area for a purchase for the rights of wrestling in this area? Is there any particular reason why International Sports chose Southeastern wrestling?
Yes, sir, it is, and it's a pleasure to make this statement that throughout my travels and a lot of speculations all over the country and with the recommendation of and the knowledge of the great job the wrestlers have done in this area, we decided to choose this area.
I know that was probably a large purchase price involved in the total Southeastern area.
Well, I might say this, it is one of the largest purchases we've made so far.
Mr. Ardell Neal is chairman of the board of International Sports Incorporated, the new purchaser of Southeastern Championship Wrestling, and looking forward to working with you in the future.
My pleasure to be here and looking forward to be with you from time to time.
Thank you very much. And a lot of action coming up on this edition of Southeastern Championship Wrestling still to come. We have tag action. Jimmy Golden will be in action. Jerry Stubbs against Randy Rose. And the two world champions, the junior champion Les Thornton and NWA World Heavyweight Champion Harley Race. We'll be right back.
Are you an American veteran? If so, this card should belong to you. It could mean up to $50 a day, $1,500 a month cash, paid direct to you if you had to go to the hospital. That's right, if you're an honorably discharged veteran of any U.S. service or reserve, you now qualify for a veterans-only group insurance plan that pays you up to $50 a day, $1,500 every month, paid from the very first day you're hospitalized. That's cash.
Wrestling lineup. For reservations and information, call 322-7798. The Boutwell Ticket Office open 9 a.m. Monday morning. Here's your lineup. In a special challenge match, the Tennessee stud, Ron Fuller, returns to action to battle cousin Jimmy Golden. The new Southeastern heavyweight champion, Ken Lucas, puts his belt on the line against outlaw Ron Bass. The Southeastern tag team champions, Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey, defend against Norvell Austin and Paul Orndorff. Lumberjack rules wrestlers stationed around the ring. The Alabama state title at stake as Bob Armstrong squares off with Mr. Saito. United States junior heavyweight champion Stan Lane meets Robert Gibson, and Brad Armstrong opens against Chris Markoff. Don't forget, Ron Fuller returns to action to battle cousin Jimmy Golden. Ken Lucas against Ron Bass. Rose and Condrey against Austin and Orndorff. Armstrong against Saito, and it all comes together Monday night, Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium. A super lineup Monday night, and tickets go on sale Monday morning, Boutwell Auditorium at 9 a.m. With me, Bob and Brad Armstrong and Robert Gibson. Bob defends his Alabama state title against Mr. Saito. Robert Gibson goes after the newly acquired U.S. junior title now held by Stan Lane. Brad Armstrong will be taking on the very tough Russian Chris Markoff. Before I talk to these gentlemen, let's hear from Stan Lane and Mr. Saito.
Bob Armstrong, you me a lesson many times. Last time you cheat me, take my belt. I'm so hot now. This time, I show you Japanese samurai horse. You're surprised to you.
I understand the rescue squads have been tripled in Birmingham because every time I step in the ring, women pass out. Well, Reuben Gibson, you're going to pass out very shortly too, my friend, because there's no way in the world you're going to take this belt from my waist.
Well, Robert, you've got a chance to be the United States junior heavyweight champion Monday night.
Yeah, Les Thornton, you know, that Stan Lane, he sure does sound overconfident. But Stan Lane, I've been to Birmingham a lot of times. I got a good record up there, and I'm coming at you 110% after that junior heavyweight champion. I'm planning on taking it.
Brad, I know you want to get back to that U.S. junior title rating, and, of course, you've got Chris Markoff Monday night.
Yes, sir. If I can get by this guy, maybe Stan Lane will give me another shot at that belt, and that's what I will need.
Good luck to you, Bob. you've got that title back. But, of course, against Saito, it's always tough to hang on to something.
Exactly right, and he's yelling about cheating. Me cheating, where every time I turn around in Birmingham, I'm looking at the Condrey and Rose sisters, whether I'm wrestling them or not. They seem to have formed a terrific trio. Well, now the shoe's on the other foot, brother. I've got the belt. You've got to come and beat me. Condrey and Rose or no Condrey and Rose, it's me and you now. You've got to beat me. Coming after this belt in Birmingham ain't no easy chore. So you just bring on your bad samurai self and your new samurai hold, all your surprises, anything you want, because I've got the belt, you got to beat me, and you can't do it.
Monday night, Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium, a super Southeastern wrestling lineup. You'll want to be there.
A lot of controversy surrounding the Southeastern Tag titles recently. With me now, the Southeastern Tag Team Champions, Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey. And some of the complaints coming from your opponents, gentlemen, is from, of course, the outside interference that's been taking place. Also, the possibility of you two leaving the ring in order to maintain those titles. However, a situation has been signed in which you will be defending these titles, and lumberjack rules. Wrestlers will be stationed around the ring to keep the participants inside the squared circle during this title match. We have some comments now from the men you'll be going against, Norvell Austin and Paul Orndorff.
Dennis Condrey, Randy Rose, time for the big payback, baby. You remember what you did to me? Well, I was out for a long time and lost a lot of money. But it's time for the payback, and you're going to get paid back because of the simple reason that it's men going to be around that ring. You can't run and hide like you used to. And payback is what we're going to do. How about it, Paul?
You know something, Norvell? For the last 46 weeks, Rose and Condrey have been running from us. They've done everything they can possibly do to elude us. Well, like you said, this time there's going to be lumberjacks. There'll be men stationed all the way around that ring. And when they go to run, they're going to grab them and they're going to throw them right back into it. And you know, you've got a score to settle with them, because anybody that hurt me like they did you and put you out of wrestling and put you out of that paycheck every week, well, you got a score to settle, baby, and you're going to get them, because when they do go to run from him, you're going to be right back there with them. You can beat them all you want, and that's just what we're going to do. We're going to beat them right in the middle of that ring.
You know, cuz it's just like the little kid back home we used to take the marbles off of, old Juice Newton. Remember him?
Yeah, I know him. Yeah, I know him well.
He used to cry. He'd go home and tell Mama that we stole his marbles. Now they lost, and they're crying. We're not crying, boys. It's going to take more than talk and gumption to get these belts. We can guarantee you that, right, cuz?
Boy, I tell you one thing, the Southeastern promotion's trying every trick in the book, but it's not going to work, boys, I guarantee you.
Your attention, please. Our next match, one fall, 10-minute time limit. Introducing in the corner to my left, at a combined weight of 460 pounds, Paul Orndorff and Norvell Austin. Their opponents at a combined weight of 465 pounds, the Shadow and Mr. Saito.
Saito and the Shadow, man, we know not a whole lot about it, about his career in pro wrestling, taking on two of the favorites in the Southeastern wrestling area, Paul Orndorff and the Junkyard Dog, Norvell Austin.
Norvell Austin looking fit and hearty, Charlie, coming off that injury. He's back in action, and he and Orndorff do make a very lethal combination. They're tough, and of course, they're breathing right down the necks of Condrey and Rose with those Southeastern tag belts certainly very much in the picture.
Hammerlock by Orndorff on the Shadow. Over on the ropes, and we have a clean break.
You know, I heard the chairman of the board of International Sports Incorporated mentioning sumo wrestling. I think it's very fitting that one of the men wrestling in this area right now, a former sumo wrestler, Mr. Saito. Right now, the Shadow. On a reversal, it's Orndorff catching his man, dropping the knee. Last man about to pull out, but Orndorff did nail him. Who's in on him now? See how Orndorff right on top of him, like herding a cow, a stubborn bull in the pasture. Saito with a scoop at the takedown. Good hook. Orndorff going for the move to get out. Saito on the ride.
Orndorff going for that leg. Temporarily tripping Saito, but he's back on his feet and goes
Double
for...
leg. Oh, good one, Charlie. Good one. And, of course, he's a hard man to handle. He's using that strength, that power in low on Orndorff. And we've got two men in there now that both have a lot of power, both move well.
Into that Boston Crab.
Let's see if Orndorff can use some power to bridge his way out, and he does. Saito and Orndorff matching strength for strength. Pretty even encounter there. Nice final journey by Paul. In control now. Trapping that arm on the way down. You know, if I were still wrestling, Charlie, Saito wouldn't be a man that I'd pick as one of my favorite opponents. He's tough to handle.
Always amazes me to watch the different styles of this man in the ring.
We see some well-conditioned men in that ring right now. Saito with a nice takedown with the arm bar now. Orndorff looking for a handle way out. Takes his man over, but Oriental does hang on. So, nice switch by Paul. Comes up with a hammerlock. We're seeing some good hold and counter-hold wrestling, Charlie.
And the Junkyard Dog will see action against Mr. Saito. Tag is made by Orndorff. Maintains that arm bar. Applying the pressure.
Saito with that chop, breaking his way free. He throws Austin head first into that turnbuckle. Makes the tag. The Shadow moves back in. And I'd say Paul and the Dog are going to have to key on this masked man. He's certainly the unknown quantity of the team of Saito and Shadow.
High hip toss, dropping the elbow, the Shadow. Norvell Austin with a connection to the midsection for the second time. Norvell Austin firing back.
Cross the ring with his man. Drop kick. A nice one by the Dog. And the masked man tags out Saito, moving back in. Looks like Saito picking up the workload here, Charlie, so I'd say that's what the power. Oh, nice leg sweep and takedown. You know, looking at it technically, I never cease to enjoy watching this Saito move in that. He's certainly a perfectionist and a great practitioner. And a rugged man. Nice double chop by Saito.
And again, the double chop by Mr. Saito.
Austin coming up slowly. He needs to make that tag. And watch Saito as he places himself between Norvell and Orndorff. Blocking any attempt at the tag, and now going for a nerve hold here. Apparently Larry Brock calling it a choke hold. And again, Saito going into the side of the neck.
And Brock again ruling that is illegal.
And it's a borderline case, Charlie. I don't know, not being close enough to find out which man I would have to go with. Saito cracking him with that chop. And again, the Shadow takes the tag.
Shadow moving in on Austin, takes his man into the ropes. Back body drop.
Masked man shooting that little jab up into the throat of Norvell Austin now, moving in. The man is methodical, takes him into Saito, catches the tag, and as he blocks him,
Saito with that chop to the midsection of Austin.
nice Russian leg sweep there as Saito takes his man back, hooks him, drives him in, but the Dog bails out. Good effort on his part.
And what a match we have here. Excellent tag team action. Look at that Saito.
One of the 101 suplexes in the ways of doing it. Saito as an Austin catches that rope on the 2 count.
Junkyard Dog going to that bottom rope very wisely. And again, the tag is made with the Shadow. These men moving in and out very effectively against the team of Orndorff and Austin.
The man Norvell needs to make that tag. He's got the masked man going now. And staggers him with that headbutt. Austin, losing his sense of direction, goes and gets it. Orndorff, the first man, moves in and will change the tide of battle.
Former North American heavyweight champion Paul Orndorff in against the Shadow. Takes his man into the ropes, coming off.
He's got the masked man on to go. Austin catches the tag now. Look at here. Headbutt. sends him crashing to that canvas. Dazed. Austin goes back to him again. And goes to the body slam. Tags Orndorff. They're setting him up here for something, Charlie. Surely they're going to try and put him away. Orndorff. Beautiful combination on the suplex with the cradle. His man and gets the pin. Well executed by Paul Orndorff, and it's the dog and Paul coming up with a winner with a Shadow and Saito.
Your winners, Paul Orndorff and Norvell Austin. And our personality profile coming up next. Stay with us. Profile segment of Southeastern Championship Wrestling. My guest today, the Tennessee stud Ron Fuller, and the Southeastern heavyweight champion Ken Lucas. And the topic of discussion is that Southeastern heavyweight championship and how it got around the waist of Ken Lucas. At a return match, Ron, you entered the building on a particular night of pro wrestling and have been accused of causing Jimmy Golden to lose the Southeastern heavyweight championship.
Well, I came to the building as a spectator, and I did not interfere in the match. At no time did I enter the ring during this championship match, and as you know, Charlie, my father was scheduled to be the special referee for this championship match, and Jimmy Golden and Ron Bass saw to it to hurt him and make sure that Golden had his chance and his opportunity to involve Bass and keep his championship, and it just didn't work out that way, Golden. I did come down as a spectator that night, and I did end up down at the ring, but I did nothing to interfere in the match whatsoever until that gentleman sitting right over there, the man that is the champion and who deserves to be the champion, won his belt.
Certainly it is pleasing to the fans in the Southeastern wrestling area to see the Southeastern heavyweight championship around the waist of Ken Lucas. Ken, you're indirectly involved in this. You have been pulled into a situation with Ron Fuller and Jimmy Golden.
Well, you know, Jimmy won he lost the belt the same way he won it. And, you know, I've got to give Jimmy credit. He's a very, very tough man, and I have a lot of respect for not maybe his wrestling ability, but what he does get out there and do in the ring. He's very, very tough, and he don't back up from no one. But my main concern right now is defending this belt, and Ron Fuller helped me out, and I'd like to say thanks a lot, Ronnie. And, you know, two can play this game as well as one. And we've been so used to having Golden and Bass hit the ring on us and everything. Now the whole thing's changing, and now it's going to be Lucas and Fuller doing a little bit of damage to these guys. And I'll tell you one thing for sure, I don't defend this belt against anybody that wants to go against it. And I've been down a lot of dark highways before, and I'm not going to back up from nobody.
We have some comments from Jimmy Golden on this matter pertaining to the Southeastern Heavyweight Championship.
Mr. Ron Fuller, Mr. Big, High, and Mighty, I know that you and that Kenny Lucas are feeling real tall and big now because two of you, not one, but two of you, beat the best champion that these people have ever had. And let me tell you, Kenny Lucas, it ain't going to stick, baby, because I'm going to get that title back. Everybody knows that I'm the champion. And as far as for you, Ron Fuller, you stink, boy. And let me tell you something. I'm going to wipe up the ring with you, sonny boy. I'm going to get with you. Do you remember the day in South Alabama when you used to wear this mask, the Tennessee stud mask, and I jerked it off of your fat face and stomped your head into the mat? That was just a little bit of a lesson of what you're going to get, sonny boy, because I'm going to take you and I'm going to wear you out just like I did your punk fat brother, Robert Fuller, and your old man, Buddy Fuller. I dropped him on his head and smashed his fat face, and now it's going to be your time. It's going to be me and you, baby, eye to eye, cheek to cheek, and toe to toe. Nobody else but one-on-one, me and the stud Ron Fuller, and how sweet it is, because, baby, I'm going to show all you people out here who the true champion is. I'm going to beat Ron Fuller like the dog, the trash that he is. Get ready for it, Fuller. It is coming.
Seems, Ron, that Jimmy's still possessed with this personal grudge against the entire Fuller family.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jimmy Golden doesn't have near as much reason to be mad as I do. That mask he's sitting there holding, I well remember the night that the mask came off of my head, and all that blood is still there on the mask. And let me tell you something, Jimmy Golden, my father means a whole lot to me. And you're right, y'all dropped him on his head, but it took two of you to do it. And that's exactly why this gentleman is sitting over there with me, because he's going to be watching my back. And you're right, it's going to be one-on-one, toe-to-toe, and cheek-to-cheek. And I'm going to be doing some whipping on you, Jimmy Golden. I got more reason, boy, to want to whip your booty than you ever thought about wanting to whip mine. And you know as well as I do. And that's where it's all at, Charlie Platt. It's in the mind in this game as much as in the body. You know, Jimmy Golden, as well as I do, that I can beat you. I've always been able to beat you, and I always will be able to beat you, Jimmy Golden. And I intend to beat the hide off your body, boy. I'm going to get even for everything that's happened to me, and I'm going to make amends to the fans in this part of the country for having left this area, for having given up the title and left this part of the country. I'm going to make amends by coming back to this part of the country, Charlie Platt, and take care of a little unfinished business.
Comments of the Tennessee stud. Thank you for joining us, Ron, and thank you, the Southeastern heavyweight champion, Ken Lucas, for a personality profile.
Here's our next match, 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. Introducing in the corner to my left at 225 pounds from Atlanta, Georgia, Jerry Stubbs. Jerry Stubbs. His opponent, weighing in at 230 pounds, Randy Rose. Randy Rose.
Excitement in the air, and Jerry Stubbs.
I was about to say, Charlie, to say Stubbs won this match a lot would be a gross understatement. He wants a piece of Randy Rose, and he's got it now.
Randy Rose going to the floor. High back body drop by Jerry Stubbs.
We're talking about committing yourself, opening up. Stubbs did that with the bell. He moved right in on Rose, set him up for the backdrop, took him high, and Randy moved right out. Smart ring strategy on Rose. Smart crisscrossing now. Oh, beautiful. He grabbed that hammerlock on the way around, dropping those knees in there, and Stubbs is not going to let grass grow under his feet. He's going to stay right on top of Rose, and Randy's got his hands full.
He's right on top with that hammerlock, applying the pressure.
Of course, Randy Rose not enjoying the comfort of cousin Dennis Condrey in his corner right now. He's on his own and completely on his own. There'll be no tags. There'll be no rest periods. It's singles, one-on-one, heads up, Stubbs and Rose. And Stubbs pressing for that advantage. Jerry not laying back, not looking for anything that Rose may be throwing at him, but moving in and creating his own situations.
Collar and elbow center of the ring, arm bar by Stubbs. Back up into that hammerlock. Good move by Rose. Pushed off by Stubbs. Catches him coming back off of the ropes with an arm drag takedown. Rose not having much time to do any thinking about strategy so far.
I would say Jerry must have sat back in that dressing room and planned the first 100 moves he was going to make. He's executed each one of them perfectly, and Randy has been unable to stop him. But Rose is a tough one, and he'll go to any measures to come up a winner. So keep an eye on the Rose.
Little test of strength between these two men.
See what they're going to do with the leverage here. Rose has advantage. Comes over and may try and pin him here. But Stubbs catches him, rides him back into those ropes. Both men teed up, and I'm sure Rose had a lot of time to think that the man he'd be facing across that television ring would be Jerry Stubbs. So neither man going into that ring without doing their homework. Nice leg trip takedown. That drop toe hold was a good one. Look at here, keying on that arm. Randy Rose blocking Stubbs' speed here.
Now it's Stubbs on defense.
Rose realizing that Jerry was moving on him. So Randy blocking that now and being able to control it. Here again, as we talked earlier, and many times, Rose and Condrey will peck away at you. They'll just, chip away at your armor, Charlie. And so that's what Randy's going to start doing here. Little by little, he wants to take Stubbs apart until he finds a big opening. Stubbs, on the other hand, had moved right in, finished himself early, and made no bones about his battle plan.
Keying on that left arm now, Jerry Stubbs. Rose moves in with the bar. Putting some weight into that.
He certainly is. He's controlling now. He wants some remaining control. He's got that weight in on Stubbs, barring the arm. And as we mentioned earlier in the Lane Gibson encounter, now Rose in a position to cruise just a bit and make Jerry work hard to gain a reversal or an escape. Stubbs will be moving here. Let's see what he's got in mind. Nice takedown, but Rose hangs on. Jerry thought he'd free himself of Randy there, but Randy going right over with him, hanging on, using Jerry's momentum to come right back up on top.
Rose still in control. Still on that left arm. Good move by Stubbs. Frees himself, but right on top again.
He's right back in on that arm, and he's going to stay on it, Charlie. Rose is a tough one. He knows what to do to get ahead. He's doing it now. You notice the entire complexion of the match, the whole flow, tempo, rhythm has changed completely. Rose has slowed it down to a more controlled type of offense. And Stubbs is having to go along with it at this point. He cannot reverse it and move that tempo up as he had it at the early part of the match.
Good move by Stubbs. Stubbs holding onto the rope, but there again. Both men making their share of mistakes.
Rose saw him coming, was able to move out of the way, moves in with that elbow of his own there. Stubbs, dazed once again, scoops him, body slam to that second rope. Goes Randy Rose. It's a long way down and a very hard punch by Rose, and a 2 count. Stubby bails out, and he's still very much in this one.
But still king on that left arm is Randy Rose. Randy Rose hanging in there.
The mark of a great veteran. He goes back to that arm. He had it trapped and worked it extensively earlier. Stubbs able to move away and change the match around, but Rose going right back to the arm, realizing he had done a bit of damage there. And as we can see, that's exactly true, because Stubbs in control now. A shot to the midsection. Jerry trying to break out, but Randy hangs in there.
Stubbs pushes Rose away again. Stubbs fires back with a left. Good right connection. Staggers Rose. Rose using that boot. Stubbs again going after Rose. Both men opening up.
Beal by Stubbs sends Rose cross ring. Trying to the pin is Stubbs now. And a 2 count. Rose bails out. Stubbs go up, and referee Larry Brock in the way as he brought Rose up with a body slam, and now Rose down on top of him for a count. Dennis Condrey, you can see his back in our cameras, moving out, yelling instructions. Throws Stubbs over that top rope. Is the referee rough? That would be an automatic disqualification. And Condrey doing damage on the outside. Dennis Condrey pounding away at Jerry Stubbs, throws him back in the ring. And Rose takes over now. Referee Larry Brock coming up, shaking out the cobwebs. And let's see what Rose is going to do from here. Small of the back in there. Paul Orndorff out to assist. Trips his man. Stubbs on top, and Orndorff. Condrey going to it outside. Condrey trying to get in. The referee makes the count. Stubbs will get his hand raised before Condrey can make it into the ring, Charlie.
So the winner of the match from Atlanta, Georgia, Jerry Stubbs, and the complaints are flying by the team of Rose and Condrey. Jerry Stubbs, nevertheless, your winner of the match. And we'll be back with more action on Southeastern Championship Wrestling in just a minute.
Go on sale Monday morning at 9 a.m. at the Boutwell box office. With me, the new Southeastern heavyweight champion, Kenny Lucas. And one of those feature events will be Kenny defending that title against the always tough outlaw Ron Bass. Before I talk to the champion, let's hear from the challenger.
You know, whenever you win a major title, you should be happy. You should be hollering. You got your head out high. But Ken Lucas, how can you do that? You did not beat nobody, so how can you be proud of that? You had that goofy Tennessee stud get involved in your match. That's how you won the title. But now then, it's going to be me and you Monday night right here in Boutwell. Now, I want you to make a challenge. Keep all your little buddies in the dressing room. Keep all your cronies out of the ring. It's just going to be me and you, one-on-one, to see who is the true Southeastern heavyweight champion, Lucas.
Kenny, you've got the belt. Bass wants it one-on-one. How do you feel about it?
Les, I feel this way. You know, there's a word that they use called retribution. And what you do to somebody, you get paid back for. Well, Jimmy Golden won this belt the same way that I took it from him. And Mr. Golden, I want to say one thing to you, man. You've got Ron Fuller, and I'd hate to be in your shoes coming Monday night. And as far as you're concerned, Mr. Bass, I'd like to meet you very much one-to-one because I want to see what you can do when the load gets hard and heavy. And you're coming after this belt, my man, and I'm going to tell you one thing for sure. I'm not in to play no head games with you, brother. I'm coming right at you, and I'm planning on keeping that belt. Mr. Golden, I hope Ron Fuller knocks the living holy heck out of you, man.
Bass is talking about keeping everybody out of the ring. He's first to a little outside help if the going gets rough, Kenny.
Well, you know, those guys are pretty good about 2-on-1. Or interfering. Well, now things are going to start changing around here. We're going to see some happenings. I'm going to tell you one thing for sure, Les. It's going to take a damn good man to get this belt for me, and I'll guarantee you one thing. I know how Ron Fuller feels, and when he starts on Jimmy Golden, I'm afraid he's going to work him over like he's never been worked over before.
Kenny, good luck to you. Monday night, Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium, a super Southeastern wrestling lineup. A great array of stars, a night of action and excitement. You'll want to be there.
Certainly we've seen a lot of excitement on today's show thus far, Les, and what a privilege it is to have the top caliber athletes that we have in this studio today.
World Junior Heavyweight Champion Les Thornton, World Heavyweight Champion, 5-time Heavyweight Champion, Harley race.
Earlier today we had a chance to talk with the Junior Heavyweight Champion and Harley race World Heavyweight Champion. Here are their comments. Certainly an honor for International Sports Incorporated, the new owners of Southeastern Championship Wrestling, on their first day in television, to have assembled on this program of Southeastern Wrestling 2 world champions, NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion Les Thornton and the World Heavyweight Champion Harley Race. Les, when you come into the Southeastern Wrestling area, what are you finding in the line of competition?
I find it hard to get out with this Junior Heavyweight Championship strap because, let's face it, right now, this is the hub of wrestling right here. And every time I come in, as people know, I'm always lucky to get out with the belt. And I've been a lot of traveling just lately, a lot of traveling. And it seems to me that everywhere I go, someone follows me. If it's not Stubbs, it's somebody else. And every time I come here, they're back here again. So it's one of the greatest hubs of wrestling I've seen for a long time.
World Junior Heavyweight Champion Les Thornton. For 5 times, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Harley Race. He defends his title all over this country and in many foreign countries like Australia, Japan, Mexico.
Well, this is a great pleasure to be here on this television with the Junior Heavyweight Champion because it gives the people a chance to see the classic difference between the Junior Heavyweight and the Heavyweight. I am the world's heavyweight champion. I've been that 5 times around. I've wrestled all over the world. And again, let me congratulate International Sports on putting all this together to have on their first television show. Both champions. I've been around, like I say, around the world 500,000 times. And I saw the organization at work in Japan. I saw it at work in Australia, New Zealand. And they do a great job of promotion. They put, well, like here today, 2 world champions at one time. It's absolutely fantastic.
The 2 best in pro wrestling, World Junior Champion Les Thornton and the Heavyweight Champion Harley Race.
Your attention, please. Our next match, 1 fall, TV time remaining. Introducing in the corner to my left, at 218 pounds from Dothan, Alabama, Ray Harris. Ray Harris. His opponent at 232 pounds from Montgomery, Alabama, Jimmy Golden.
Jimmy Golden taking on Ray Harris.
And Golden sticking that mask down in his sights. Collar and elbow, Harris and Golden. Jimmy Golden, a very, very tough competitor. Nice takedown by Ray Harris. And you know, Charlie, we've mentioned before that Ray Harris improves a bit with each outing. And he's in there against the tough one. Golden complaining about the hair, but Harris had a nice clean hook on the arm and takedown, no doubt about that. Headlock now by Harris, applying the pressure. Golden with the weight and the height advantage and certainly the experience. But Ray Harris enjoys competing. He gets in there with the best. Win, lose, or draw. He's a tough young man, and he hangs legs in there. Nice move on the part of Ray Harris. And I think Golden has underestimated his opponent at this point, Charlie.
I believe he has. Golden back into grips over on the ropes. Countering off of those ropes, Harris moving out of the way, but Jimmy Golden catches Harris.
Good move by Golden, no doubt about that. Hit him with that drop kick head on, sets him up, shoots him in. And with a high knee, drops Ray Harris once again. The experience telling here as Golden takes over and dominates.
Golden could have possibly have a pin there, but he pulled Harris up by the hair, inflicting more punishment. Now body slam by Golden.
Jimmy embarrassed a little bit by the younger, less experienced Harris, and taking that frustration out on Ray right at this moment. Golden with that sharp driving right hand sends Harris spinning around head first into the top turnbuckle, and Ray Harris needs to put it back together and put it back together quickly now because Golden is opening up.
Harris over on the ropes. Golden moving back in. There's that Jimmy Golden net breaker.
Goes for the pin, and he's got it. A pin for Jimmy Golden, the neck breaker, the body press. And Golden waving that mask around saying, this is the Tennessee stud, I'm the super stud. And I guess he's his own public relations man, wouldn't you say, Charlie?
Nevertheless, the winner of the match from Montgomery, Alabama, Jimmy Golden, will return in just a moment.
Boutwell Auditorium at 8 p.m. A super Southeastern wrestling lineup. For reservations and information, call 322-7798. The Boutwell ticket office open 9 a.m. Monday morning. Here's your lineup. In a special challenge match, the Tennessee stud, Ron Fuller, returns to action to battle cousin Jimmy Golden. The new Southeastern heavyweight champion, Ken Lucas, puts his belt on the line against outlaw Ron Bass. The Southeastern tag team champions, Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey, defend against Norvell Austin and Paul Orndorff. Lumberjack rules wrestlers stationed around the ring. The Alabama state title at stake as Bob Armstrong squares off with Mr. Saito. United States junior heavyweight champion Stan Lane meets Robert Gibson, and Brad Armstrong opens against Chris Markoff. Don't forget, Ron Fuller returns to action to battle cousin Jimmy Golden. Ken Lucas against Ron Bass. Rose and Condrey against Austin and Orndorff. Armstrong against Saito, and it all comes together. Monday night, Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium. Tickets for Monday night's matches go on sale 9 a.m. Monday morning at the Boutwell box office, and the sparks will fly as the Tennessee stud, Ron Fuller, has returned to the area for action. His opponent will be cousin Jimmy Golden. Before I talk to Ron, let's hear from Jimmy Golden.
Ron Fuller, I know that you're feeling real big and bad, sonny boy, because you and Kenny Lucas, not one but two of you, came out there and took my title. Let me tell you something. Neither one of you have seen the day that you can beat me one-on-one, sonny boy. And I want you to take a look here at this Tennessee stud mask. You remember this mask, boy, the day that I pulled it off of your head down in southern Alabama and ran you out of town like the dog that you are? Well, that lesson wasn't good enough for you because you ignorant jerk, you are the fool enough to come back and give me trouble like this. You remember what I done to your punk brother, to your old man? I dropped him on his head and smashed his fat face. Now it's just me and you, Daddy, gonna step in the ring, and how sweet it is, my man, because I'm gonna beat you, son, like you was a red-headed stepchild, like you've been needing it coming all of your life. And I want you to get ready for it, because in Birmingham, it's gonna happen, boy.
Ron, I know there's more to this than just deciding who's the better wrestler.
I'll tell you what, you're out there holding that mask on your hand talking about somebody a fool. You the prince of fools, boy. You look like a court jester. Well, I'm going to take that mask. I hope you bring it to the ring with you Monday night in Birmingham. I'm going to shove that down your throat, and you're going to eat that mask thread by thread. Last week, Jimmy Golden, you're right, you lost your belt, and it was not because I set foot in the ring until you had lost your belt. But I got my hands on you, and they drug you out of there. Well, they're going to do it again, Jimmy Golden. Monday night, they're going to drag you out again, but there's going to be a difference this time, son. They're going to be dragging and carrying, because you ain't walking away from the ring Monday night in Birmingham. And I will remember my dad. I will remember that mask. I'll remember everything when I step in that ring Monday night, and you are gone, boy.
Boutwell Auditorium, Monday night, a super Southeastern wrestling card.
We've seen a lot of exciting action today, Les, and we've also heard from the new owners of Southeastern Championship Wrestling.
That's right. And, of course, we want to say welcome to International Sports, Inc. They are the new owners of Southeastern Wrestling, and we're looking forward to some of the great wrestling talent pouring in from around the country.
And we've had a great program today as far as action with the 2 world champions on with us, and we look forward to even better card of pro wrestling here on Southeastern Championship Wrestling next week. Certainly hope you'll make your plans to join us. Thank you for joining us today.